Alright, this hopefully be the last video talking about how to argue and who we're arguing with and all this other kind of crap. If Shawnee will stay away from my subjects or what I'm talking about, I mean, obviously there's going to be times when we're both talking about somebody else's subject, but let's just stay away from each other's points or arguments and everything will be okay. But yeah, this is just outrageous nonsense. I'm not going to take this crap just lying down. I'm just not going to let you play this game. So I'm going to demonstrate you to be the small-minded, petty individual that you are, and that'll be my last word to you.
Well, I guess it's okay for me to make a video. I don't know.
Okay, in what respect? Again, this is just so lame. You're on the internet, okay? I'm not crank calling your house. I'm not spamming your email. I'm not doing a motherfucking thing to you except making a counter argument. That's all I did in my goddamn video. What was the crime in my video? Oh, that's right. I called you patronizing. I called you arrogant. All right, that was the crime. And this is just bullshit. I can't do that? Is that the rule here now? Fuck this nonsense.
It's not to Gary.
Yeah, right. Don't, this is, it's all really funny. Yeah, but it is to Gary, okay? And you make more accusations about Gary. And Gary's supposed to what? Just sit back and say, thank you very much? Fuck you.
It has been a week. Oh yeah. Real week. I'm trying to decide on where to start first. The bullying, which is really, really unhealthy.
Yeah, whatever. This bullying thing, bullying. I mean, this is just you're just being so cliche, unproductive to feminism. This is just like you're throwing out the rape card or now the misogynist card, all these fucking cards that you think are going to give you immunity from being accountable for what you say. All right, if you get into an argument, you get into a debate, okay, and you claim the high ground, you say, I'm the authority, and that's what you did in your video. There's no other way to read your video. It was very patronizing. It was basically an instruction video. Well, this is where you've got it wrong. I mean, Google is really quite necessary. And we have these other choices of Microsoft and Microsoft and Microsoft. And so why are you complaining? I mean, that's what you did. All right? And then you want immunity. You want immunity from the critique that says, you want to know something? You're really wasting my time. I mean, this is nonsense. You're just factually incorrect. You're ill-informed. And you really should just, this isn't your subject. So stay the fuck out of my way.
Or who really was the bully? Let's start with Gary first and my response to him.
Yeah, well, look, my screen name is Inmendum, so why don't you just call me Inmendum? I don't think I've ever had any kind of personal conversation with you and said, go ahead and call me Gary, all right? And especially now, yeah, I'm taking away your rights to have any familiarity with me.
The original response to Gary was made on how search engine, on a search engine. It was basic, and the reason why I responded the way I did is because of the way he responds to everybody and the way he was responding about search engines.
Yeah, right. Okay, I make a video and I explain how search industry works because I was there. I saw it. Okay. I qualified my opining with facts, and I explained that this is a possible alternative. You completely misconstrued the entire video, perverted its whole point and meaning because you don't understand the subject. But you decided that you're going to opine on the subject.
He looks down on everybody. He talks to everybody the same way I responded to him.
Look, I wasn't talking to anybody. I was responding to this little whatever it was over on Morphine's, because Morphine, and it wasn't even the same subject. It was about copyright and all these other things. But Google came up, and everybody's just defending the idea that Google is somehow this innocent party that's just wonderful for the internet. And I was making the counter argument. It was that simple.
It was done intentionally. I was responding in kind to him.
Oh, I'm not allowed to respond in kind to your in kind then. Is that how it works? So you get to do the in kind thing, but I can't do the in kind thing. So you can behave like in Mendham, but I, as in Mendham, can't behave like in Mendham. Is that the new standard now? Oh, fuck this nonsense.
The man knows no boundaries. Nothing is ever set with that guy. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to care. He believes that he is the all.
Again, this is just, you can't quote somebody, you can't say this is where their argument is wrong, this is where they don't know what they're talking about. You're not doing any of that crap. You're not qualifying your degrading and insulting description of in Mendham's competence. No, you're just saying it. You're just pulling it out of your stupid fucking ass and saying this is the truth according to Shawnee. Well, that's just crap, and at least in Mendham doesn't play that game. He doesn't sit there like you authorities, like you ivory tower intellectual giants, and just say, this is my opinion, period. No, I sit there and get in the trenches every fucking day and argue this shit forever. I argue it and argue it and argue it, okay? I don't sit there and preach the truth. I fucking argue the truth.
The man, he says that he's an atheist. I believe him. Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense. He says I believe him, yada, yada, yada. What the hell is that crap? Again, so even that's a disparaging statement. He says he's an atheist. I shouldn't even have to say I'm an atheist, okay? The default should be atheist.
Also is looked upon as a god, which is really kind of funny. People look at him, whoever they may be, from YouTube, here, whatever, whoever honors him, as this thing. I call him the non-religious Messiah.
Whatever. Again, so you're just going to insult anybody who sees value in the subjects I bring up or in the arguments I make, which, like I said, again, most of my videos are not saying fucktard or anything else because I'm not having to argue with some pontificating, arrogant, pompous person who's perverting the argument. But when I do, then yeah, I'm going to fight back. I'm going to fight for my integrity now and then too, because I get maligned in all of this crap. They don't like to hear the truth. They don't like the argument, and so they start attacking me personally. Well, I'm going to defend me personally now and then. I'm not going to take your crap. I've earned what I know, all right, and I've earned the right to defend it.
And he is worshipped. So instead of worshiping a god or a religion, he is worshipped as something else. So they go from
but you can't prove any of that. You can't demonstrate any of that. Okay, people are engaged, the whole world. So when Martin Luther King made his argument about judging a man based on the content of his character and not the color of his skin, he wasn't making a logical argument. He wasn't convincing people that, yes, that's logical and reasonable and we should behave that way. No, he was just the Messiah. And God said so. Martin Luther King said so. He didn't have to demonstrate an argument. He didn't have to make an argument. No, he had to just say it, and it was the truth.
Extreme to the other, which to me is rather funny. They are worshiping, quote-unquote, a genius, which to me, Gary is not a genius. I've heard him talk.
See, now, you don't see how that's a little patronizing. Like somehow you're capable of judging who's a genius. Right? See, so because you're such a genius, wouldn't it take somebody smarter than somebody else to be able to judge how smart somebody is? So you don't see the logical incontinuity of what you're just doing right here? You're basically claiming that you are a super genius because you can judge how genius other people are. Isn't that kind of peculiar?
He is intelligent, but to a point.
Oh, and you know the point because you're more intelligent, so you can tell where Mendham is intelligent and where Mendham is wrong. but you won't demonstrate it with an argument. You won't provide any facts, right? And if you provide an argument, it'll be full of non-facts and non-truths because you'll talk out of your ass.
He loses all intelligence when he does the things that he does, or says the things that he says.
Like what? You're arrogant, pompous. There's probably some other words I should throw in. But those are just facts. You are.
When somebody says you can rub your vagina on everything, the intelligence is gone.
Oh, whatever. Again, so that's what it's all about, okay? Because I used a mental image, I used a metaphor to describe a circumstance. So when anybody says, like, oh, they popped a boner, or if they say, oh, they look like they look like a cluster fuck, a monkey's fucking a football, or they use some other metaphor to describe something that was stupid or ludicrous or idiotic, that somehow, they've broken Shawnee's fucking conversation rules now. Yeah, everybody has to conduct themselves based on Shawnee's sensibilities. Shawnee's sensibilities only mean sensibilities are important. Everybody else's sensibilities are irrelevant, and she doesn't have to account for that at all. Well, fuck you. I'm not Shawnee. I'm not going to live by Shawnee rules. I'm not living in a Shawnocracy, okay? No, I'm living in a secular nation where I have free speech, and you don't like it, well, too bad. But playing this game like somehow the whole argument is defeated because he gave me a mental image of a monkey fucking a football, and oh, it disturbed. Well, if it disturbs, again, if you can't take the heat, get off the fucking internet.
And he doesn't really like women. He's a misogynist.
So, there we go. Another accusation. And so now Gary has to defend his life and explain how all the favors he's done for women and all this crap that he's put up from women in his entire life. I have to go through this whole litany and point out that he's never really taken anything from a woman, and he's only given huge hunks of himself to women, and blah, 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 blah. You have to do all of that crap to prove that he doesn't have one single little tiny bit of hatred for women. What he hates are weak, lame arguments from pious, pontificating, arrogant people who aren't qualified to make the arguments they're making. They're way over their head, pretending, imitating. There's probably a better word. It's like, they're taking on the robe, and they haven't earned the robe.
And I agree. Nobody should have to go in there when that's how Gary talks. And to be honest with you, this was not a debate with me, with Gary. I was actually going in to say, give people an answer as to what other form of search engine they can use.
That's not what you said in your argument. You made an argument saying that there's nothing to worry about here. You're worrying about nothing. I can do my research. Google is necessary. You said those words, Google is necessary, okay, which was, in my opinion, just absolute nonsense. Google's completely replaceable. It's a search engine. The business is marketing. We don't need advertising companies. We need a good search engine that does an honest job, and we can have that, for 10 cents of what we're paying now for Google. But that's a whole other argument. And then you made some other claims that were just completely inaccurate because you didn't understand how the world works. Okay, Yahoo is no longer a search engine. Yahoo is a social network website. Okay, it's basically Facebook. Search is just what they use to get some more traffic into their site, but they don't do any search technology. And they're an advertising company now. That's what Microsoft and Yahoo are in the business of doing together, is doing the Google model of selling advertising on people's websites.
And you hate Google so goddamn much. Anyway, we know how that went. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care because you, like I said, you belittled my argument, you trivialized it, and then you're somehow offended that I would come back and say, look, this is what you did, this is your inaccuracies, this is how you've cheated the argument entirely, and I don't appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
He filleted me. I've been filleted by better. You know,
Look, I didn't do any of that anyway. It wasn't. All I did was reclaim ownership of the subject. You took the subject, you changed the subject, you changed into a different. You took the ball, you took it to a different field, and you started playing a different game with it. And I said, no, I didn't make my video to go there. I made my video to play here. This is where the ball is. This is the game we're playing. Now, you don't want to play with this ball on this field, then yeah, go play your own game. But I had the ball was my initiation, and I took back ownership of the subject.
I think that we, as a community, can do better as far as that type of person. If you want that type of person, if you really want a good debater, you go out there and you find one. You go out and you interview them. Don't wait for them to come to
Oh, whatever. See, I mean, this is more of your... I am an authority now on how to engineer the Vloggerheads website, and we should go out and interview people that come here and make videos where, they won't have any passion, and they'll talk about things that don't mean anything to them. And it'll be really great. I don't think so.
You go and find them. And I'm serious. We have got such a good person right now on Vloggerheads. Amadeus, who's intelligent and bright and young.
Right. Okay. So you understand, Shoni, right? I'm going to have to explain this to you again, but you understand. He's amoral. That means he has no morality, and that's his philosophy. He doesn't believe in right and wrong. He believes in doing whatever he feels like doing. If he had a legal right, or his best friend, let's say, had a legal right to kill his girlfriend and eat her liver, he would say, well, they had competing interests, and, his desire is just as important as hers, and so it's probably okay because somebody has to win in the end. They both can't win. She can't live, and he can't satisfy his desire to kill her, so those competing interests had to balance out, and it's okay either way it goes. I mean, the guy doesn't apply... He doesn't believe that anything matters, Shawnee. So all this whining about bullying, he doesn't believe bullying matters. He doesn't believe there's any such thing as a crime against anything. He's amoral. Do you understand? Oh, God, I'm sorry, but you're just, well, whatever.
And he doesn't have to use foul language to debate.
He doesn't debate. You just really don't get it. He doesn't make a logical counter-argument. He doesn't believe in rationality, reason, or logic. He thinks those are instruments of the devil.
I like Amadeus. He's excellent. He doesn't manipulate, or lie, or bully.
Okay, so now you've accused me of lying? Alright, ran out of memory. Bad sign. Yeah, sorry about this. Probably don't need to go through all this crap, but this is my last video response to Shawnee. Last interaction I'm deliberately going to have, unless she brings up my name and says some sort of other crap about me. This is it. This is my final communication. I'm not going to watch any of her videos, and so as long as she stays away from my character, away from... insulting me, then I'll stay away from her gladly, comfortably, without any diminishment in the quality of my life, I'm quite sure. I don't need this bullshit. I'm not a liar, I'm not a cheater, and I'm not a bully. It's just bullshit. I make arguments on the internet, in public. Every one of these videos is public. I don't make private comments about you. I don't even talk about you in places like Stickham. I mean, Zen was in there last night. We were talking. We didn't talk about Shawnee. We didn't talk about any of this bullshit. Okay? I have no interest in this little petty personal drama shit. I defended the video I made from your slaughter of it. Okay? You shit on my video. That's what you did. You shit on it. And I cleaned the fucking shit off and returned it to the fucking sender.
I watched him try to debate Eminem, and the things that young man has put up with, I don't know if he's tried again, but is amazing.
Again, no quotes, nothing, okay? Just rhetoric, just talk. So if you say he took some unnecessary abuse, why don't you quote it? Why don't you play it? No, you're just going to play this game, okay? You're just nothing's ever going to be in context. I guess even if you did quote it, you just take quotes out of context, wouldn't you? Yeah, but that's the game you people play. You have no integrity whatsoever. Who the fuck are you to call me a liar? Fuck you. Who the fuck are you to call me a bully? Fuck you.
I just sat back a few times and shook my head. It is amazing. Okay, enough of the little Messiah complex guy. The person who decided to butt in to...
Alright, well, we'll skip over her whatever with John. That's a whole different subject.
And there might be one or two women that defended it. Whatever. And then we get the...
Oh, okay, now she's just preaching on what people are allowed to say. So again, when she gets pissed off or when Deb gets pissed off, you know, they can say some shit. But the rest of us, we have to play by their standard. It's the internet is run by them. They'll decide what's acceptable content. And yet, you know, Morphine basically advocated that Frank, you know, as administrator, should have deleted my video. And I would argue on what grounds. You know, I mean, this is just such bullshit. This is all talk. Deb brought up the word cunt. There was no... I talked about, rubbing vaginas. Okay, I made a metaphor, like fucking a monkey. You know, and Morphine plays this such a double standard anyway. I mean, Morphine's posted plenty of crap, you know, in his little blog posts and shit. So who the fuck is he to sit there and decide who should have a speech right and who shouldn't? Fuck that crap.
First Amendment thrown in our faces, you know?
And exactly, but see, it's your First Amendment right to call me a liar, a misogynist, and a bully. That's somehow your fucking right. And your evidence is what? I called you arrogant, pontificating, pompous, and what was the other word? Patronizing. Yeah, that's what I called you. I called you those words, and somehow I violated you. I bullied you by saying those words. What a fucking crock of shit.
Kind of crazy. And then I hear, well, women wanted your equal rights. We wanted our equal rights, gentlemen, in pay. We have a right to work and get paid to support our children.
Well, that's how the working economy works, though. So that's another double standard, right? You want the right to work, except you want, 9 months maternity leave plus, 3 years to raise the kid, and you want paid vacation, you want paid health care for your kids, you want this, that, and other thing, all this whole list. And that's not going to work in the real competitive environment. But I'm all for... equal rights for women. I'm all for them getting paid for doing the work they do and not being exploited. But the truth is, there's a lot of women who are advocating for more than just those rights. All right, and I'm just saying it's a huge double standard. All I'm saying is I'm for the right to be accountable for what you said. Now, you've called me a liar. Prove it. You've called me a bully. I'd like you to prove it with something more than because I called you arrogant and pompous and patronizing. And you've called me a misogynist, which is a woman hater or something, like I have something against women. Now prove that too, please. Please prove one of these accusations, or else you're just a slandering bitch.
I didn't want to be a construction worker, and I still want the damn doors open for me when I come out of a building.
Yeah, well, don't be looking to me. Whatever. Okay, I'm not even going to play this crap because, who wants to even be bothered wasting time on what she thinks, how she thinks men and women should be obliged to interact? Because, I'm certainly not going there. So anyway, enough said. Finished, the end. Read a couple of comments here real quick. I wonder what that Beduc was. Anyway, Frank, you are the person I most enjoy seeing here. All of us can work together to make this place as good as it can be. We have disputes and rocky times, but there is something very exceptional about this community. Well, I'm sorry. a community that slanders people with misogynist, liar, and bully for exercising their right to an opinion is bullshit. I don't know who Justin Jones is. Fuck him. Anyway, you don't be calling me without an invitation, you fucker. So this is my internet home. Frank has been. I love it here. Well, whatever. Like I said, I don't. Whatever you do, whatever you want to do. Just stay the fuck away from me, please. Quit bullying me with your ignorant commentary. So whatever. Sweet dreams, new beginnings upon awakening. I don't know what the fuck that is. Popularity is not a measure of anything. Well, whatever. Yeah, well, fuck this. Comments are bullshit anyway. The Amadeus comments were funnier. Should have done them. Anyway, so let's see. Do I have anything summing up here? Yeah, I thought Arthur's video again was reasonable. But again, this whole idea that Inmendum is one thing, there's some sort of one-trick pony. That's not what I do. Again, like I said, you can look at the videos. I don't bring the anger and the hostility until the 6-year-old starts smearing his poo on my art. Okay, I construct a logical masterpiece. I put it up on the internet, this logical masterpiece. And these little 6-year-olds come walking around with their little poo in their hand and they start smearing it on my logical masterpiece. Yeah, it's going to piss me off, and I'm going to do whatever I have to aggressively to get that shit off the logical argument I'm making. And that's what I did, and I'm not going to apologize for it. She had no reason to get into this conversation. She had no qualified opinion. She just decided she was going to be Mother Whoever and tell everybody how the world works. Well, this part of the world she doesn't know shit about. Maybe she knows a lot about other parts of the world, but she doesn't know shit about search engine technology or how the internet was built and how it runs. And she just decided to arrogantly stick her big mouth into the subject, and then she doesn't want to be accountable for that. And I say bullshit to that, and I say I'm being the feminist, I'm being the woman lover by obliging women to meet the standard, to play the game fair, and especially not to play the game with the rape card, or the bully card, or the misogynist card, or the liar card, or the cheater card. They have to do better than that. That's bullshit.